Bring it on.
Good morning and welcome back to the Jacked Up Fantasy Football League Week 9 preview show. I am coming to you live from the home of the Cocoa Puffs, the #1 team so far this year. Jim Giacone, good to see you, Jim.
Well, thanks for coming to our place here, and we're excited about this season so far, and we're looking forward to having a good time here today.
Well, for those of you, some of you new owners, the Cocoa Puffs were the fantasy football champion in their very first season in 2006. And since then, it's been a little of a struggle for you. So this is like year 3 of your rebuilding, and it seems like you've been able to figure out some of these personnel and drafting moves.
Well, we've had we had a struggle the last couple of years with getting some good draft picks, but this last year we really felt really strong about our draft, and we've been able to pick up some good players during the season and haven't had any injuries. So we're really excited, looking forward to a strong finish here at the end of the season.
Well, you're one of the 3 guys that are at 6-2, tied for the best record, but you are the #1 team in the power rankings because you lead the league in scoring. So you're off to a great start, man. Good luck the rest of the way, unless we play, which is like twice in the last 3 weeks. I couldn't believe that schedule when I saw that. I'm like, how do I get the Cocoa Puffs 2 out of the last 3 weeks?
Well, I guess that means I'm going to have a couple of wins at the end of the season.
That means you're probably going to the playoffs. Let's quickly recap Week 8. We're first going to talk about T-Mac Attack. Comes back and beats the Eliminators in a very critical, pivotal game in that division, 121-97. Once again, we talked about this last week with Zach. What are your thoughts about not playing a quarterback?
I just think that's a mistake. I mean, in this league, and it's the highest scoring position out there, I think it was an absolute mistake for him to not pick up somebody. He's got a second quarterback out there. He could have dropped him and picked somebody else up there. So I just think it was a mistake and probably the leading reason for him losing this week.
Absolutely. You know, he lost by, 24 points, and a quarterback could easily give you 24, 25 points. I mean, you never know, but still, I would have taken my chances with a quarterback. Plus, Zach offered him a trade at the last minute. He didn't want to take it. That would have given him the victory. But you play a guy that if you beat him, you're in the first place in your division.
It's just a coaching mistake, a rookie coaching mistake.
I agree. The ugliest game of the week, the Archon Tigers beat the Bulldogs 85-68. I've been talking to Archon Tigers how they get lucky every week. Well, not every week, but sometimes, you know, when these guys score 68 points, it's pretty easy to beat someone.
Yeah, I mean, in my first season when we won, we were really very lucky, just like the Archon Tigers, but they're going to have to come up.
You hear that, Zach? Lucky.
And they're going to have to start scoring points because they can't continue to keep winning games scoring 85 points. It's just not going to continue.
Exactly.
Especially through the playoffs.
I agree. Well, let's talk about you. Cocoa Puffs, a blowout victory against the Serb Destroyers, the second worst team in the league after the Prime Timers. Not much of a battle there. I mean, all he really had is Drew Brees.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty easy week for me. We had a couple players that didn't really show up this week, but we still had some players that really came through for us in the end there. So
you always score a lot of points, man. I give you credit.
We just have had some good matchups from week over week, and even though we've had a few people that have struggled each week, we still seem to have some of those big numbers come through. So
somehow someone picks it up every week for you, just like T-Mac. Playmakers won their second game in a row against the Prime Timers. I'm not going to pat myself on the back against beating the worst team in the league. Maybe that's one of the reasons why Ryan didn't show up for happy hour on Friday at Chili's, because he didn't want to hear the whole "I lost 6 games in a row, I lost to the Playmakers."
Well, yeah, I mean, it is a little bit of a struggle.
Conveniently, something came up where you couldn't make happy hour.
Yeah, for the Prime Timers not to show up, just you know, not acceptable. I mean, this is a fun league, and for him not to show up just because he lost, just unacceptable, and he better start showing up.
I'm not implying that was the reason. He did give me an excuse, but I questioned the excuse. But I win my second game in a row. I actually led the league in scoring this week. You know, I pretty much have to win out to have a chance to make the playoffs. But yeah, I'm 3-5. I'm getting there.
You keep scoring points like that, Val, you're going to continue to keep winning games. So
okay,
except for the last 2 games.
I hear you. Game of the week. Last week, TNT, Michael, 135-134. This came down to the very last second of the game. Michael had Michael Turner, and they took him out of the game in the last couple of minutes because they were in a passing situations, and that gave him no chance to get that 1 point he needed to win. So congratulations to TNT. It was a pivotal game, but it's tough to lose, man. High-scoring game to lose by 1.
Yeah, it is. It's a tough position to be in, especially when you've got no control over the game and your points, and they've taken out your #1 player. So
nothing you can do.
Nothing you can do.
Exactly. Let's move on to Week 9, the preview show. T-Mac Attack against the Serb Destroyers. T-Mac is 6-2, and the Serb Destroyers are 2-6. Mismatch on paper. However, Vegas has the Serb Destroyers the favorite in this game.
Yeah, I don't understand that one, folks, but The Serb Destroyers have had some struggles when they've actually come out to play, but you never know. It could be a close game, but I still see T-Mac coming through.
I agree. I like the T-Mac attack to go 7-2. Our next game is Eliminators against the High Flyers, 2 4-4 teams. I like the Eliminators, but this is going to be a close game in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, both of them have some good coaches, and they've had some close games over the past couple weeks. But I actually would like to see the High Flyers come through and
knock out Eliminators pretty much out of that division race, because then he'll be 3 games behind and pretty much done in my opinion. So I like the Eliminators because the High Flyers are in my division. So I just think it's going to be a close game. Prime Timers against the Archon Tigers. The last time these guys played, they were involved in a shootout of 71-67 in the favor of the Archon Tigers. I think this week Archon Tiger wins like 55-42 around there somewhere.
Well, somehow the Archon Tigers seem to win. They are 6-2, and
because that's what winners do, Zach.
Well, and he's like I said, he's been a little lucky, but I actually think that the Prime Timers with their logo, they're going to win this one here this week. It's still going to be a close one. I still think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but I'm still looking for the Prime Timers to come through.
Wow, so you're picking, that's an upset special.
Yeah.
Wow. Upset special.
It's because of that logo.
This will actually be the upset of the year for the 1-17 to be the 6-2 team. But again, I predict a 55-42 score in that game, Archon Tigers. The Bulldogs against the Cocoa Puffs. You're a huge favorite here on paper. You have better matchups. What do you think?
Well, I mean, we've got a couple of people out this week. They're on bye weeks, but I still think that we've got some great players out there this week that are going to come through. And the Bulldogs have struggled this entire season, so I'm still looking for,
they only beat
for a
the
good game.
That's it.
If I can get to 100 points again for my 9th straight week here, I see myself winning again.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people don't realize that you and T-Mac are the only guys that score over 100 every week consistently. You guys, again, somehow, some way, someone on your roster goes off.
Yeah,
every week.
We've had a couple players every week. We've struggled again, like I said, with some of the players not coming to play last week. We had our tight end get injured for the rest of the season. We picked up another tight end.
Daniels, right?
Yeah, and so I only scored 2 points.
That sucks because he was having a great year.
Yeah, he was having one of the best tight ends out there. So but somehow we found a way, and still scored a lot of points. So again, if I can just get to 100 points again, I really believe that I've got a great chance again of beating the Bulldogs.
So this week you dropped Eli Manning in favor of picking up a defense?
I did. Eli's been struggling.
Well, why wouldn't you just not go with a defense and keep Eli Manning on the bench and do what Randy did?
I still have a defense. I still have the New York Giants out there. But I'm looking at next week where I've got 3 players that are going to be out on another bye that are some key players.
So you're looking ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking ahead.
That's what winners do.
So I picked up the Bears on defense. I actually am starting them this week. So I'm looking forward to them.
Against Arizona?
Yeah.
Well, Kurt Warner had like 5 interceptions last week, so...
Yeah, that was a key for me choosing them too.
Yeah, cool. Last game is the Playmakers against TNT. Some of you guys may not be aware of the tradition and the rivalry here between these two guys, but we absolutely hate each other. That's not a secret. I mean, this is like the Packers and the Vikings, the Giants and the Cowboys, right? I've lost 4 straight to TNT dating back to 2007 by an average. I looked this up. An average of 50 points a game. So every game I play against them is a fucking blowout. Every time. But you know what? The streak ends here, TNT. This is the week that I finally show up against you. And I show you that you're not as good as you think you are.
Well, I think those 4 or 5 wins in a row that TNT has, I think that's about to end too. And I'm looking forward to the Playmakers coming through and continuing the little winning streak.
Not because I have you as the guest of the show?
That's not at all.
Okay.
I mean, TNT needs to be shown who's the boss here. And since the beginning of this season, he's been nothing but a crybaby and just caused all problems for the entire league. So I'm looking forward to the Playmakers.
This was not in the script, Tony. This was not in the script. Even he thinks you're a crybaby. So I like the Playmakers to win their 3rd in a row and creep closer to that hopefully wild card. And we have 30 seconds. I want to talk about the wild card real quick so there's no confusion down the road. 4 teams make the playoffs. There's 2 divisions, 2 division winners, and the 2 teams with the best records besides the division winners make the playoffs. So it's not one from each division. It's the 2 other best teams with the best records. So both wild cards can come from your division. They can both come from our division. So that's all the time we have. Appreciate you having me here. at
Look
your,
forward to having you come again.
absolutely. Good luck to everyone this week except for the TNT.